Evergreen members, preferred suppliers, and Evergreen staff, welcome to the 2015 Annual Partnership Conference. My name is Mike Mantis, and I'm the Executive Vice President of Fasteners, Inc.'s Southwestern Supply. I'd like to begin today with some remarks about the fine company I work for and how I found my place in it. My father started this company in San Diego, California in 1987 out of the back of a van with only 2 product lines. Today we have locations in San Diego, San Francisco, and Las Vegas. We employ over 100 people and occupy over 180,000 square feet of warehouse space. For the past 10 years, our company has been among the top 3 marketing allowance producers within Evergreen and was recognized as Member of the Year in 2007. In less than 20 years, our small company transformed from a one-man shop into what my fellow board member Kevin Purrs calls an immortal. A lot of you know Kevin has a wry sense of humor. An immortal is a company that every supplier wants, every competitor tries to imitate, and every end user is treated like our largest customer. I share this with you not to boast, but to clearly illustrate that this kind of success is a purely American tradition. A tradition where hard work, risk, and most importantly, sacrifice is rewarded with endless possibilities. Like most of our fellow Evergreen members, the story of our company was not immune to sacrifice. From my earliest memories as a child until I was an early teenager, my father was always working, gone before I woke up, and often home well after dinner. When he opened our flagship location in Las Vegas, my brother, my mother, and I were still living in San Diego. He would leave early Monday morning and return late Friday night. At the time, I was unable to see the tremendous love behind this sacrifice. Instead, I had the feeling that I never really knew my father. I knew at a young age that I never wanted my career to be in my father's company. I wanted to be my own man, build my own empire. Nonetheless, my father's wisdom insisted that I learn every facet of the business, from sweeping floors and stocking shelves, to posting AR and AP, to purchasing products and sales. At business dinners, I would stick around when the women and children would leave to listen to my father discuss business and strategy. I couldn't get enough. And yet I still knew that I wanted to blaze my own path. It wasn't until I was in college and had left my teenage years behind me that I became keenly aware of the reasons he had made such sacrifices. He had missed much of my childhood and early teen years working to make my life better, building a company that could support me and my future family for the rest of my life. This epiphany radically changed the trajectory of my life, and I knew then that I would never let someone else take what was built at the expense of what I could never get back. I suspect my story is not much different from other second-generation family businesses in this room. The great thing is, I've been able to work side by side with my father for the last 10 years. I know just who he is. Firm but fair, compassionate and generous to a fault, relentless in his pursuit of winning and excellence, and a strategic visionary with his eyes always fixed around the corner. Today I eat, breathe, and sleep industrial distribution. It drives me in the mornings and fuels the passions in my vein. This passion and drive is what propelled me to become deeply involved in Evergreen, its educational courses, industry summits, and networking opportunities. As the youngest board member and chairman in Evergreen history, I feel deeply blessed and honored for the wisdom I have learned from other board members, preferred suppliers, and Evergreen staff. I was given the chance of a lifetime at age 29 to serve on the board of the most progressive, elite, and unmatched co-op in the industrial distribution channel. With no hesitation, I can say that those in this room are the best of the best, representing the leaders of this industry and the pioneers that continue to push the boundaries of their success. No one can say that each member in this room is the same. We are all unique, and so are our successes. But what unifies us is our commitment to Evergreen. Its core values of strong member and preferred supplier partnerships, a dedication to educating a winning team, and the use of planning for profit to increase margins and market share. As we begin this year's conference, Creating a Winning Team, I reflect back on the words I wrote in our last newsletter. Creating a winning team is not just about the employees within your own firm. It's about the supplier reps that work in the field with your salespeople. It's about the marketing and finance teams within your supplier partners. It's about knowing the decision makers on both sides of the fence for any given issue. Truly great teams are those in which both suppliers and members communicate regularly, execute efficiently, and produce results. This doesn't happen overnight. It takes commitment, hard work, and lots of energy. It requires continual and ongoing education for every single member of your organization, and regular feedback to team members to celebrate wins and learn from losses is a must. Unfortunately, we all know this is not enough. Regardless of the constant education you provide your employees, every manager and executive in this room knows that the single most important problem facing this industry is our ability to recruit and retain top talent. Building the bench strength is critical to surviving the shifting of the working generations. Recognizing our members' need to recruit top talent and build true bench strength, Evergreen over the last 2 years has been progressively pursuing a platform for which it can procure, foster, and place top talent within the Evergreen community. None of us is as strong as all of us. This mantra drove our decision to make recruitment Evergreen's next big step forward. Imagine an Evergreen booth at every top industrial distribution job fair, recruiting not for one market, but for every market. Imagine a website where prospective applicants can go to find exciting careers across the country within the Evergreen member network. A website where members can post job opportunities knowing that only their target audience will be reached. A student from Texas A&M could find a job in New York City, Atlanta, or Las Vegas. We know this. Evergreen members have so much more to offer than any national player, and we must exploit that. Employees have the ability to directly impact the business that they work for on a daily basis. The CEOs and executives aren't far off in an ivory tower, but rather rubbing elbows with every level of the firm. Fun events like NASCAR's Bristol Night Race or hunting trips to Cabin Bluff are always on the menu when working in the independent channel. Our ability to recruit and retain top talent is so critical to the fates of each member in this room that Evergreen can no longer take a backseat in its critical function. I believe this program will be the next giant leap Evergreen takes ahead of every other co-op out there that just offers rebates and volume discounts. As I wrap up, I wanted to take a few moments to thank the many people in my life that have so richly influenced my personal and professional path. First, I'd like to thank both my mom and dad, who are here today, for the deep-seated sense of compassion and empathy that has catalyzed my life. I would like to thank all of the key personnel from my company who have traveled so far to share in this experience. I am truly blessed to work for such a fine team. I want to thank every board member I've served with for the wisdom they've shared and for treating such a young man as their equal. Kevin, Wade, Misty, Mary, and Patty, thank you all for the support you have shown me the past 3 years and for your selfless decision and dedication to Evergreen and its advancement. Finally, I want to thank every member and supplier in this room. Thank you for the opportunity to serve you and for the support and kind words so many of you have offered. Before I invite Kevin Higginbotham up, I'd like to recognize him as he celebrates his 20th anniversary with Evergreen. Kevin's dedication to Evergreen is apparent to everyone in this room. We've been truly blessed to have Kevin at the helm for the last 20 years. His professionalism and previous work experience has improved the group in countless ways. In appreciation of your service, Kevin, and on behalf of our members and preferred suppliers, I'd like to present you with this plaque. Which reads, "In grateful recognition of 2 decades of leadership, service, and expertise from which the Evergreen Marketing Group and all of its members have been greatly benefited." You're welcome.
So,
Are you surprised?
yeah.